Yes, everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephen Howson. This is 5 things that we learned watching Manchester United beat Villarreal in the Champions League last night, comfortably for a change. In number 1 then, formation change, 4-3-3. Nice to see. Actually something that we've been crying out for the longest time. And all right, it did look a little bit disjointed. They probably only had one training session on it, if we're being honest with ourselves, prior to coming in. McTominay had the deeper role in midfield, and I thought he did some good stuff off the ball, but he didn't necessarily look comfortable in doing it. Certainly didn't look natural. But Fred looked better as a number 8. And actually, it was Fred's pressing late in the game, which allowed Ronaldo the opportunity to score the goal that he did. And I think that was quite an astute change from Carrick to change that around. Just because McTominay might suit the Michael Carrick mould in theory, and just because Fred seems to be a defensive midfielder because he works hard and he tackles a lot, doesn't necessarily mean that that's the correct position for both of those kind of guys. And actually, I thought Fred did look quite good as a number 8 in the 3. I thought he was good as the legs in that. It'd be interesting to see if he persists with that. It'd be interesting to see if anyone else comes in to offer a better option as a number 6 for us, perhaps Matic. But I think it needs a little bit of work. I didn't expect them to get it perfect, especially against a tricky ball-playing side like Villarreal are, but it was nice to see them try something new and for it to be relatively successful, I would say. Number 2, Sancho on the right. First goal for United. Looked a hell of a lot sharper than he has in previous games. Looked confident, looked eager to take his man on, looked like he had things in a locker, and he looked like he had levels and gears to go through once he got into the final third. He seems to be rounding into form quite nicely, and obviously he plays a lot more of a balance when he goes, or provides a lot more of a balance when he plays there on the right-hand side. Manchester United, for the longest time, have been left side lopsided when it comes to attacking in the final third, and just someone who's a natural player that can play on that side, that wants to take people on in there, can hold his width, is a huge asset for us, and helps provide space for the people in the middle simply by being in the right place at the right time. Number 3, vintage De Gea. Back to his best. Big save after big save he's had so far this season. Seems to thrive in the absolute chaos. Wouldn't suit going to a team that's more comfortable in possession. Wouldn't suit going to a team that's going to completely dominate. Works for where he is at United. While United are bad, De Gea really seems to come alive. When United look like they're good, he looks like he's going to let us down. What a weird dichotomy of a goalkeeper it is. Always seems to spark us or end up turning his form into points when we're being chaos, when we're under chaos. But does that mean he's facing far too many shots? For me, yeah, I think he made several saves against Watford, even though they scored 4. Like, the worse United are, the better De Gea is. Can we go back to him being shit, please? Number 4, substitute spark. So, Bruno and Marcus arguably changed the game. United kept it extremely solid and boring. Let's say it right. It was boring for the first hour or so. It was a complete non-affair. But do you know what? If you're picking points up, who cares at the end of the day? He introduced a couple of flair players later on in the game. Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, great use of substitutes. They provided pace. They provided a spark. The press was better when Bruno came on. He's mega front foot. Also, a little bit of something to prove because he hasn't been benched in any time whatsoever at United. So that was interesting to see his reaction to that. He's now got the most assists in the Champions League. He's also created the most chances. But it was just good to see both of those players coming on, taking it in their stride, doing what they needed to do for the team, providing things, real tangible things on the pitch when they came on, and perhaps gives us an indication that they might have been shelved with an eye on Chelsea at the weekend. And number 5, as you would expect, there's still a hell of a lot of work to do. It is a hell of a game this weekend. We're playing top of the league, and we can't afford to give Chelsea the same sort of time and space that we allowed Villarreal, because they will punish us. Chelsea haven't been playing well, and they are due an upset where they don't get the win. But that's what champions do, and that's why they're probably one of the favourites for the league so far this season, is because they're turning up, they're playing quite ordinary, but they're blowing teams away, and they're not conceding goals. I saw a stat earlier, in first 50 games in management at a team, Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea have only conceded 24 goals, which is absolutely sensational stuff. So you got to score against them. It means we've got to be clinical at one end. We need some consistency from our defensive players. We need some sort of structure to our midfield, because without that, you will get run ragged by that Chelsea team. But United do have big players. We do have match winners, and we do have players capable of pulling it out on the day. So full steam ahead, Stamford Bridge. Let's get behind the lads, and let's hope that we can make it 3 points and really start to turn the mood around at Manchester United after what's been a horrendous, I was going to say week, but it's been a bit longer than that, hasn't it? It's been a good old while. Anyway, some news. We are revamping what we're doing in terms of content with our Patreon. So if you are interested in getting some extra content, we're going to start with bringing back the rundown, and it's going to be a Patreon only show, and it's going to be my friends versus Janine's friends. We're going to have the rundown quiz on the 4th of September. So if you'd like to tune in for that, the only way you're going to be able to watch it is by becoming a Patreon member. And if you'd like to get in the mixer, the link for that is down in the description. Nice one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.